Ladies and gentlemen, today we're diving into something that can change the trajectory of your life, the power to control your mind. Everything you want, everything you desire to achieve starts here. Master your mind and you master your life. Let's talk about how you can do just that. The first step to controlling your mind is becoming aware of what's going on up here. Most people let their thoughts run on autopilot, unaware of the power they hold. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't take control and weed out the negative thoughts, they'll choke out the good ones. But the moment you become aware of your thoughts, you gain the power to change them. Awareness is the foundation of mastery. Start paying attention to how you think, how you react, and how you speak to yourself. Think of your mind like a muscle. If you want it to grow stronger, you've got to work on it daily. It's not enough to get inspired once or read one book. Every day you need to feed your mind with positivity, focus, and direction. Meditation, visualization, and affirmations are tools that condition your mind for success. Repetition creates momentum. So when you wake up each day, don't just let your mind run wild, train it. Give it the focus and energy it needs to operate at its best. Where focus goes, energy flows. If you focus on problems, guess what? You'll find more problems. If you focus on opportunities, your mind will open up to solutions. It's that simple. When something isn't going your way, shift your focus. Stop dwelling on what's wrong and start thinking about what you can do to turn it around. By mastering where you direct your attention, you gain control of your emotional state and can take action that moves you forward. Emotions are powerful forces that can either drive us forward or hold us back. To control your mind, you've got to learn to manage your emotions. When you feel overwhelmed, angry, or frustrated, take a step back and breathe. Recognize that emotion for what it is, a temporary state. Interrupt the pattern. Don't let emotions dictate your actions. You're in control here. By managing how you feel, you can keep your mind clear, focused, and strong. Your mind is shaped by the beliefs you hold, and those beliefs either empower you or limit you. If you believe you're not smart enough, not capable, or not worthy, guess what? Your actions will reflect those beliefs. It's time to root out those disempowering thoughts. Replace them with beliefs that serve you, beliefs that say, I am capable, I am resilient, I can achieve anything I set my mind to. The moment you shift your beliefs, you shift your beliefs, you shift your potential. At the end of the day, controlling your mind comes down to making a decision that you are in charge of what goes on up here. The power to control your mind is the power to control your life. Every great change starts with a decision. Decide today to take full ownership of your thoughts, your emotions, and your beliefs. Once you make that decision, act on it consistently and watch your life transform. Mastering your mind isn't a one-time thing. It's a daily commitment. It's a conscious choice to become aware, to condition, to focus, to manage your emotions, and to rewrite the beliefs that no longer serve you. When you take control of your mind, you take control of your destiny. Now, are you ready to step up and take that control? Awareness is one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. It's the key that unlocks the door to our true potential. You can't change what you don't see, and too often we move through life on autopilot, unaware of the thoughts, habits, and beliefs that are holding us back. But once you bring awareness into your life, once you pause and really listen to that inner voice, that's when transformation begins. Awareness is about tuning in, truly being present in the moment, and paying attention to what's happening inside and around you. It's about stepping out of the noise and distractions of life and getting quiet enough to hear your own truth. When you are aware of how you think, how you feel, and how you react, you begin to understand that you have the power to shape your own reality. Awareness is where the journey to self-mastery begins. Think about this. How many times have you let a negative thought slip by without questioning it? How many times have you repeated the same patterns thinking that's just who I am? But what if you stopped and asked yourself, why do I think that way? Why do I keep reacting like this? That's the power of awareness. It opens your mind to new possibilities, new choices. It's like stepping into the light after being in the dark for so long. Once you become aware, you are no longer a passive participant in your own life. You start to realize that every thought, every belief, every habit can be shifted, changed, and elevated. It's in those moments of awareness that you gain the power to rewrite your story. You're no longer at the mercy of old patterns because now you can see them for what they are and you can choose differently. Awareness is power because it's the foundation of all growth. You can't evolve if you don't know where you stand. You can't change if you're not aware of what needs changing. It's that clarity, that insight that gives you the strength to move forward with intention and purpose. When you become fully aware, you step into a new level of consciousness where you're in the driver's seat of your life. Every day we wake up with the opportunity to shape our lives, and it all starts with how we condition our minds. Just like your body needs exercise to stay strong, your mind needs daily care and attention to stay focused, clear, and empowered. The way you start your day, the thoughts you let into your mind, the habits you nurture, these all shape the quality of your life. I think about it, if you let negativity in first thing in the morning, that sets the tone for the rest of your day. But if you begin each day with intention, with a moment of gratitude or a powerful affirmation, you're telling your mind, this is how we're going to think. This is what we're focusing on. You're giving yourself the power to create a day full of purpose and possibility. You become intentional about how you show up in the world. Conditioning your mind daily is about creating rituals that feed your spirit, habits that uplift you and keep you grounded. It's about making space for reflection, meditation, and visualization. These practices strengthen your mind's resilience so that when challenges come, you don't crumble, you rise. When you consistently choose to focus on what empowers you, you build a mental muscle that helps you stay strong no matter what life throws your way. truth is, life will test you. There will be moments when things don't go as planned, when you feel overwhelmed or discouraged. But if you've been conditioning your mind daily, you'll be ready. You'll have the tools to shift your perspective, to choose calm in the midst of chaos, and to keep moving forward with grace. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency. Day by day, moment by moment, you're training your mind to focus on what truly matters. And when you do this consistently, you start to notice a shift not just in how you think, but in how you feel, how you speak, and how you respond to life. You begin to take control of your mind, and by doing that, you take control of your future. This is about building a foundation of mental strength and clarity that serves you not just for today, but for the rest of your life. It's about deciding every single day that you're going to show up for yourself, that you're going to feed your mind with the thoughts and beliefs that elevate you. And when you make that decision daily, you begin to create a life that reflects the power of your inner strength. Where your focus goes, your energy flows, and that energy shapes your reality. What you focus on day in and day out becomes the lens through which you see the world. If you're constantly focusing on your problems, on what's missing, or on what's going wrong, your mind magnifies those issues. You start to feel stuck, and it seems like nothing will ever change. But here's the truth: if you shift your focus, you can completely transform your experience of life. Think about this: life is always going to present challenges. There will always be things you can't control, but what you can control is where you place your focus. If you're fixated on the problem, you're not looking for the solution. But if you choose to shift your focus to look for what's possible instead of what's impossible, your entire mindset shifts, and that shift starts to change your reality. Suddenly you go from feeling overwhelmed to feeling empowered, from stuck to capable of moving forward. It's not about ignoring the challenges or pretending they don't exist. It's about training your mind to see beyond them. When you focus on opportunity, you start seeing doors where there used to be walls. You start noticing resources, connections, and ideas that were there all along, but you couldn't see them because your focus was in the wrong place. Your brain is wired to solve problems, but you have to direct it towards solutions. This isn't just a mental exercise, it's a practice. It's about catching yourself in those moments when you start to spiral into negativity, when you start telling yourself the story that things aren't going to work out. That's when you need to shift. Ask yourself, what's good in this situation? What's the opportunity here? How can I use this to grow? When you make that shift in focus, you create a new reality for yourself, one where you're in control, where you're empowered to act, not react. Remember, it's not the events in your life that shape you, it's how you interpret them, how you respond, and that all starts with focus. If you can master your focus, you can master your life. Every day, every moment, you have the choice to focus on what moves you forward or what holds you back. Choose to focus on what will elevate you and watch how your reality shifts to match that focus. Emotions are powerful. They can drive you to your greatest victories, or they can paralyze you in moments of fear and doubt. If you want to take control of your mind, you first have to master your emotions. The truth is, how you feel in any given moment directly affects how you think and act. When emotions are running wild, your mind follows, and before you know it, you're stuck in a pattern of reaction, not decision. But when you can control those emotions, you take the reins of your mental state, and that's when real power emerges. Emotional control is not about suppressing what you feel, it's about recognizing those emotions and consciously choosing how to respond. Think of it like this: emotions are signals. They're trying to tell you something about the situation you're in. If you're angry, frustrated, or scared, those emotions are alerting you to a deeper need or desire. But instead of letting the emotion run the show, take a moment to acknowledge it, then decide how you want to act. The more you practice this, the more control you gain over your mental state. When you're emotionally out of control, your thoughts can spiral. You start thinking worst-case scenarios, catastrophizing, or feeling like you're stuck. It's a mental storm, and it clouds your judgment. But when you can step back, take a breath, and reset your emotional state, your mind clears up, you regain perspective, and now instead of reacting emotionally, you're acting intentionally. This shift allows you to make decisions based on what's right for you, not what you're feeling in the heat of the moment. The key is to interrupt the emotional pattern when it starts to take over. You've got to catch yourself in that moment when the emotion begins to rise, whether it's frustration, anger, or fear, and choose to break the pattern. You don't let it fester. Instead, you reframe the situation and ask yourself, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this? How can I shift this emotion to serve me? This puts you back in control of your mind and your decisions. When you master emotional control, you open the door to a clearer, more focused mental state. Suddenly, situations that once overwhelmed you are manageable. You start seeing things more rationally, with perspective, and that allows you to make better choices. In the end, mental control is rooted in how well you handle your emotions. If you can manage your emotional state, you can manage your mind, and once you've done that, you can take on anything life throws at you with confidence and clarity.
Beliefs are the driving force behind every decision you make, every action you take, and ultimately, the life you create. The problem is, most of us are carrying around beliefs that don't serve us, beliefs that limit what we think we're capable of. These disempowering beliefs are like invisible chains holding you back, and you don't even realize they're there until you start questioning them. But once you do, once you identify and eliminate those beliefs, everything changes. You free yourself to become who you're truly meant to be. These limiting beliefs often come from our past experiences where we were hurt, where we failed, where someone told us we weren't enough. Over time, we start to internalize these moments as truths, building a story around them. I'm not smart enough, I'll never be successful. I don't deserve to be happy, but here's the reality: those beliefs are lies. They're stories you've been telling yourself based on past experiences, not based on your true potential. To eliminate these beliefs, you have to first become aware of them. Pay attention to the thoughts that pop up when you're faced with a challenge or an opportunity. Do you instantly think, I can't do this, or I'm not qualified? That's a disempowering belief speaking. The key is to catch it in the moment and challenge it. Ask yourself, is this really true? Where did this belief come from? And how is it holding me back? By questioning these beliefs, you start to break their hold on you. Once you've identified a limiting belief, the next step is to replace it with one that empowers you. For every thought that says, I'm not enough, you need to plant a new belief that says, I am more than enough. Instead of telling yourself, I can't, say, I can and I will. It's not about wishful thinking, it's about retraining your mind to operate from a place of power, not limitation. When you do this consistently, you start to shift your entire mindset, and that shift opens the door to new possibilities. The truth is, your beliefs shape your destiny. If you believe you're limited, you'll live a limited life. But if you believe in your potential, in your ability to grow and overcome, you'll create a life beyond what you thought was possible. Eliminating disempowering beliefs isn't just about feeling better, it's about stepping into your full power and taking control of your future. Remember, you are not defined by your past or by the beliefs you once held. You have the power to change those beliefs, to reshape your story, and to step into a new reality. The moment you start eliminating those disempowering beliefs is the moment you begin living life on your own terms, no longer held back by the invisible barriers you once thought were real. Your life is shaped by the decisions you make. Every action, every result, every experience you've ever had comes down to one thing: a decision. The power of decision is one of the most profound tools you have at your disposal. But most people don't recognize how powerful their choices really are. They drift through life, letting circumstances dictate their path, without realizing that at any moment they can make a decision that changes everything. It all begins with understanding that indecision is a decision in itself. When you avoid making a choice, you're still choosing. You're choosing to stay stuck, to stay in the same place, to accept whatever life throws at you. But when you decide, when you truly commit to a choice, your entire energy shifts. The moment you make a firm decision, you create momentum. That decision becomes the catalyst for everything that follows. The power of decision doesn't lie in waiting for the perfect moment or having all the answers. It's about deciding now, in this moment, to take control of your life. Decide who you want to be. Decide what you're willing to do. Decide how you're going to live. And once you make that decision, commit to it fully. There's no room for hesitation. Half decisions lead to half results. When you leverage the power of decision, you start to act with purpose. You stop being reactive and start being proactive. Instead of waiting for life to happen to you, you make life happen. You choose how you respond, how you grow, and what direction you take. And that's where transformation occurs, because a decision is the first step toward change. Once you decide, everything else begins to fall into place. But it's not just about making big, life-changing decisions. It's about the small, daily choices you make that compound over time. Every day you have the opportunity to decide how you show up. You decide whether to live in fear or in faith, whether to stay stuck in old habits or push beyond them. These daily decisions, though seemingly small, build up and shape your future. Understand this: your destiny is shaped by the decisions you make, not by the conditions you face. Circumstances may not always be in your control, but how you respond to them always is. You may not be able to change everything overnight, but you can change the direction of your life in an instant by deciding to take that first step, to leave behind the things that no longer serve you, and to commit to the life you want to create. So, start today. Make a decision, no matter how small, that aligns with your vision for your future. Decide to take action, to push beyond your limits, and to refuse to settle for less than you're capable of. When you leverage the power of decision, you take back control of your life, and from that place of control, you can create anything you desire.